My name
Oh,
is Jeremy.
that is low. Hold on.
I'm also known as Riot Brightmoon. I'm the executive producer for League of Legends.
And I'm Andre Van Roon, also known as Medler. I'm the head of League Studio, so I oversee game development for League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics, and Wild Rift.
Hello, hello.
We're here today to talk a bit about some of the mistakes that we've made. And this isn't just about the season start cinematic, although we'll talk about that a bit. It's just the latest example.
The state of the game, both right now and for a little while, hasn't consistently been what it should be. We've heard that from you. We quite agree with it. There've been some good bits in there. I think the durability update last year and Worlds as a whole were both excellent. But there's a lot of other stuff where we have, by contrast, dropped the ball. Whether that's the lack of the season start cinematic, the overall state of our events feeling a bit too formulaic, the lack of new game modes, or or whatever. There's a bunch of places we should be doing better, and doing better in how we communicate that to you.
Okay, so far, minute in, highlighted all the problems pretty effectively well. I'd say that's pretty much everything. I'll just make sure Emily doesn't come out. Interesting to know that they're literally filming this with somebody holding a camera, because you can kind of see it being a little bit shaky, and filming it in the office clearly.
It's kind of all coming to a head now, because season start is supposed to be this hype, epic, exciting moment that we're all looking forward to.
And it wasn't.
Frankly, we missed on your expectations there. So today we want to share our thoughts on how we got here and what we're going to do next.
League of Legends has historically been a very big priority for Riot, and it very much still is. I can understand that may not always feel the case, though. For us, 2022 was very much a rebuilding year. For various reasons, we had to rebuild a lot of capabilities, rebuild some of the League team, both individual developers and some of its leadership.
Okay, that's an important note, because I've been saying this for months, but they have never fully flat out acknowledged it, where again, what they call I think it's the recall program, where after 6 months you can leave the company of Riot and get 10% of your pay and severance. That was extended to all employees, which disproportionately affects League of Legends more so than any other program that they have at Riot, purely because most of the people that work on League have been there longer. They're more legacy employees, or some of them shifted to Valorant, Project L, the MMO that's coming out, but more so League than anybody else. So when people already left for those projects, and then on top of that, some of the legacy employees got to leave with full pay,
The good news is that the team's in a much better state now.
Which is good. It's going to take about 6 months to rebuild.
The game right now reflects where the team was last year, rather than exactly what things are like today.
But, there's also been some things that have happened that aren't related to staffing. And so we want to talk about how we got here, where we're going, and I think best to start with the cinematic for season start.
Okay,
we know that cinematic is an important key part of season start that a lot of you look forward to.
I'm assuming they tried to get something else out, and it just didn't get out in time.
We planned to have a cinematic like we've done in previous years for this year's season start, with the champion-focused, big epic moments, etc. sort of thing. We had the budget for that, we had the right team on that, but we failed to deliver. We're very much going to do one of those for next year's season start. I want to commit to that right now. We also want to commit to doing a much better job.
Did I hear that right?
For this year's season start, with the champion-focused, big epic moments, etc. sort of thing. We had the budget for that, we had the right team on that, but we failed to deliver.
Okay, so what that translates to is they tried to do it. They couldn't get a product that was up to the standards that they have set over the last 3 years, and because of that, pivoted, went with something else, and that is what it is. So
we're very much going to do one of those for next year's season start.
I mean,
I want to
good,
commit to that
but
right now. We also want to commit to doing a much better job of talking with you folks. We knew this was going to be a problem a while back. We should have just been transparent with you all, helped you understand what to expect, rather than ending up with a last-minute surprise here that dashed your expectations.
And it's not like season start is the first event that we've missed the mark on. We have been hearing that events have felt a bit repetitive or lacking some of that
Yes.
twist or
They've
special
been
sauce that
lacking for a
events
while.
used to have.
That events need to have something novel and interesting to actually do, to play, not just a pass to grind or the skins to buy or whatever. And so we think the big missing piece there, in particular based off your feedback, is game modes. League used to have a game modes team, and I think a pretty good one. And we ended up using that team as the foundation for the development of Teamfight Tactics and the ongoing development of it. That was great for Teamfight Tactics as an experience, but at a cost to League.
And we've been gradually rebuilding that modes team. But to be frank, we haven't prioritized it or moved as fast as we should have.
Okay, so that makes sense. A lot of the people on that team went to TFT. They didn't restaff in the areas that they needed to be able to push out a secondary game mode in addition to League for these events. But also, I mean, it's still somewhat related to. It's still somewhat related though to the priorities of top management, which obviously they can't speak on. They're not like top management that's saying, "Hey, you need to put out X amount of skins to make X amount of revenue, etc." But it's not bad so far. But I haven't.
The good news,
We'll
though,
see.
now is that we have a modes team who is staffed up and ready to execute. In fact, just this week, we played a prototype for a new game mode a couple days ago, and it's really promising and something that we're hoping to get out to all of you sometime this summer.
Okay, so summer is going
This
to
is
be
a mode
when
that
we have the
involves
next big event.
4 teams of 2 who get matched
Okay.
against each other in a series of deathmatch-like rounds, and buy items and level up and so on between rounds. It's a little janky, it's a little rough as a prototype, but we think it's showing a lot of promise. And our current thinking is we'll share some more details about it, some art, etc., probably in March, and then hope to get it out around the middle of the year so that you folks can play that too.
So are you meeting, what's his name? Or
Gamers is one of the places where we'll probably have more changes that we make to the game and ship in the shorter term. In addition to that, though, we're also making a number of longer-term investments in League, kicking off some much larger projects too.
Everyone at Riot, the League of Legends dev team included, of course, wants League
Premier
to be a
mode.
thriving, evolving, exciting
Yes,
game. For
the
many
base
years
game
to
itself
come.
needs to be more.
And
Like,
so
the
you
game
might
modes
have
are not
heard
going to save
recently
it.
that Nicolo, the Riot CEO, talked about how League is going to have the biggest year of funding that it's ever
Yes.
had, and that's because it's true, and
Why?
that's great. That's great for the game,
why?
and that reflects the level of long-term investment that we want to make. And
Please tell me this is about the moving servers I've been hearing about.
one place that maybe we should start talking about more is the investment that we have in our underlying technology that unlocks a lot of things that we do.
The benefits of some of that stuff, well, you'll hopefully see in 2023. A lot of it will be multiple-year projects as well, though. This can cover things from how we make art and create or modify maps to how our anti-cheat works, updating that.
Okay, that's actually big. Those last 3 things there are massive.
For projects as well, though. This can cover things from how we make art and
How you make art is development of skins, champions, like a lot of the visuals within the game.
create or modify maps.
Create maps. Big hint there. That's kind of nice. And modified map skins coming back. That would be a massive thing. Why am I smiling now and can't stop?
To how our anti-cheat works, updating that. Our engines capabilities.
Anti-cheat, yeah, that's
Our server and hardware capacity that allows us to do things like take over operations in Southeast Asia. There is a ton of work happening that is investment into our long-term growth of the game.
And building on that, there's an overarching theme, I think, here of communication, that we need to consistently do a good job of talking with you folks, transparently and openly about
yes. You do
what
that.
matters the most to you, what you care about. in
So
the
much
game.
more of the community will be
Updating you when
calm and
things are
happy
going well,
with things.
and when they're going badly, be that the state of the meta or
What is the person in the back there doing? Like are they actually playing a game of ranked with Zaya, or are they testing something?
events or game modes or esports updates, whatever it be.
And it's not just the big struggles or big
Esports updates too. Yes, you need to be more communicative when it comes to the LCS.
things that we need to communicate on, it's the simple things too. For example, making sure that you all know when ranked is starting, clearly in the client, clearly in advance.
Yes.
So
Obviously.
both Andre and I are committing to having more regular communication with all of you. You'll also be hearing more from the dev team on what they're working on and what's exciting and what's in store in the coming weeks and months.
If you've got thoughts on what format you'd like to see that stuff in, is that high production videos every so often? Is that
No, we like this.
videos like
this right
one?
here.
Is that blog posts? Is that
This
social
right here.
media?
Do this.
Yeah, please let
every
us know.
time, and we're good.
Big part of communication, though, of course, is listening. So we want you to know that we are listening to you. And we're grateful, honestly, that you're so passionate about League and making sure that we know what you want in terms of making League of Legends the best game it can be.
Very much listening to your feedback. We're working to incorporate that into game. We're going to keep both, sharing, our thoughts with you and hearing yours in return, of course. But at the end of the day, we also know that ultimately it's actions, not words, that matter here.
Thank you for listening
Yes.
to us today.
Thank you all.
League of Legends is saved. We are good. We are in good hands. Life is great.
Hey, everyone.